Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 1, Episode 26 of Trollhunters Tales of Arcadia, titled Something Rotten This Way Comes. This is the season finale, so we're not just rating it on how good of an episode it is, how good of a season finale it is. So we start off with basically Strickler getting harassed in his cage, and because he's a changeling, enemies to the trolls, and he's getting thrown out, and then Jim's also getting thrown out because he kept his word and honored his word. He's defending Strickler, protecting him. And so Vendel proceeds to be a great leader again, de-escalates the situation, says, "Good, once you're done throwing them out, you can come back and throw out me." And then Blinky and Arg both join it, and then Vendel gives a good little speech. And then they all decide, to take the fight to Angor-Rot, as Angor-Rot is coming here. Also, I feel like Jim needs to really learn to read the room. Them telling a group of riled up trolls about a changeling that the dude who's known for killing troll hunters is on his way to kick your ass is not the right move. I mean, I understand where he's coming from. He says they had a right to know. You have a right to keep your mouth shut. He needs to learn to read the room. So they all get prepared to fight. We see a little clip of some NPCs basically talk about how they're going to be the ones to kill Angor-Rot. Nah. Eventually, Angor-Rot comes in with all these golems, these diamond golems, which they have to fight. Everybody got their little moment. Also, before this, there's one scene. It's really important for Jim's character development. It's Noam Chomsky giving the message via a not Enrique, who can break the sea control. He's giving him the message, which is basically Gunmar telling Jim, "I know you killed my son. I'm gonna kill everybody." Because at this point, and Chomsky was just naming people, he was just naming people. Also, I need to know how Bular knows all these people. Was Strickler just spilling the tea? Like he mentioned Coach Lawrence. Was Strickler just standing at the portal to kill Headbridge just spilling the tea? You'll never believe the gossip at the teacher's lounge today. So they end up fighting all the golems, and Toby and his weapon, which is virtually useless because it has that weightless thing, but it keeps floating and going heavy. Toby really needs a new weapon. It nearly cost him his life. Eventually, Angor-Rot was going to kill Toby, stabbing him in the back, but Arg sacrificed himself. Arg got hit with the knife and turned fully to stone. And Toby, in his anger, went to go attack not Strickler. Angor-Rot, his name. Boomy, right? His name went away for a second there. But Jim fought him off, led him to the Hero's Forge where he initially led a trap. And all this, basically got into his head that he was getting people in danger, I guess, so he locked it out. But eventually, he was disarmed because, Jim is at his strongest when he's got someone at his back, and he didn't have anyone at his back right then. Luckily, Claire managed to portal Toby in with his hammer, just as Jim managed to kill Angor-Rot by stabbing his dagger into him. Angor-Rot's own dagger into Angor-Rot, turning him to stone, while Toby got the assist of destroying him. So, Jim got the kill, But Toby got the destruction of his body, basically. Destroying his statue. Another scene I forgot that happened earlier. It was Strickler leaving via the gyrosphere. They had a good little heart-to-heart. Him and, Jim. And he proceeds to hand Jim the Eye of Gunmar. Also, another scene before this was Jim using the Eye of Angor-Rot to make a stone, which basically just allowed him to circumvent Angor-Rot's, curse of daylight is his to command. Not anymore. I really did like the scene between Strickler and Jim, and him giving the Eye of Gunmar to Jim, because he did not have to do it. He was at the gyrosphere, he was being let go. This is, I think, the start of his redemption. Him and also admitting that he doesn't really care about Gunmar, basically, which is already, true. It was a pretty good scene. And now the final scene. The final scene was basically Jim deciding, he's got to do it alone. They mourn Arg, what happened, Arg's death and what happened to his mom, coupled with Gunmar's threat, Jim decided to venture into the Darklands himself. Also, he got an upgrade because he put the Eye of Gunmar in, and he got a new whole set of armor. And a new incantation. Before, it was the glory of Merlin, Daylight is mine to command. Side note, Merlin is a pretentious person. For the glory of Merlin, I think I really like the new one, though. For the doom of Gunmar, Eclipse is mine to command. Just saying that gives me chills. And the armor is a lot better. It's dark armor with red lines, I guess, instead of like the silver armor with blue. So we end this with Jim venturing off into the Darklands. As far as season's finales go, we got a good defeat of the villain, and it was defeated in a great way. Where both Jim got his main character moment, but also Toby got his main character moment. Everyone had their moments in this. Noam Chomsky, Vendel, Arg. Arg was a beast before he went down. In Arg's death, I love that it was for Toby. I also love that we had a little thing of not Enrique saving Claire and them being like, you saved me, bro, and don't mention it, sis. I loved that scene. The only thing I really didn't like was, I really don't like that Jim did go to the Darklands alone. I understand it from a plot narrative, like from a narrative point of view, and like character point of view. Like, I understand why Jim would make this decision. I just feel like it's so dumb. He knows Gunmar's in there. He knows Gunmar's entire army is in there. But I understand why he would choose this. I guess the guilt of Arg's death and what happened to his mother and what could happen to everyone else. I understand the plot direction, and I do both like the plot direction that it took. Like, I like it and I dislike it. Also, there was 3 NPCs basically talking about how they were going to be the one to kill Angor-Rot. First to go. They were the first to go. Also, one of the NPCs kind of looked like a goblin. I don't know what that was about. Maybe they ran out of design, so they had to reuse it, but he kind of looked like a goblin. Overall, I'd give this 9 out of 10. It was a 9 out of 10 for me, I guess. I think it was better than the last few episodes. And it was a pretty good, solid season finale. Like, it definitely gave us some... It definitely left us off with a good hook for us to want to watch a season 2. It had a good, ending to the Arg storyline and the Engelrot storyline, and Strickler's storyline was wrapped up pretty good. And I personally just seem to enjoy this one more than the others. Maybe, I don't know. So for me, I guess right now it is a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.